Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, we're going to talk about the actual cost for $10,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 76-year-old male. Now, first thing you need to understand is you can go to our website at funeralfunds.com. We have these quoters on just about every page, and you can click the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way, and the coverage amount. Fill in your birthday, the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies and all the lowest rates in your state, and you will be an exceptionally well-educated consumer. We're going to show you our quoter here in just a moment, too. So now, the first thing you need to ask yourself if you're a 76-year-old male looking for $10,000 is that level of coverage going to be adequate for your final expense needs? Now, if you're going to be cremated, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. Now, that's if you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn. If you're going to be cremated and have a ceremony, like maybe a celebration of life or a remembrance ceremony, that's probably going to be about $3,500 to $4,500. So if you have a $10,000 policy already, you're set. You can stop watching this video. If you don't have any insurance, yeah, keep watching. So we don't recommend people over-insure. You know, if you're looking at a cremation, you should probably, again, if you're coming home in a cardboard box or an urn, we'd probably recommend around $5,000 to $7,000. You know, that leaves extra money in there that you're 76 right now. If you make it to 86, it's going to be extra funds in there that's going to cover the cost of inflation as prices go up over time. And that way your family won't have to worry about coming up with any extra money. If, God forbid, you died sooner, there's some extra funds in there just to help with some medical bills or whatever else there would be left behind. If you're looking at that cremation and the service or the celebration of life ceremony, something like that, probably maybe looking at $7,000 to $10,000. So, you know, the $10,000 we're talking about in this video might be appropriate. A lot of times people would say, well, you know, I'd like to get $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and I'd like to leave some money behind to my children or family. And typically we're like, well, you know, age 76, you've waited an awful long time to get this insurance, and it does get more expensive as you get older. So rather than getting more insurance to give money to your family after you die, after you're dead, we typically recommend saving that money, keep it in your own pocket, spending it on your family while you're alive. You'll have those memories, and as long as you're alive, and they'll have those memories as long as they're alive. So if you just get a more modest amount of coverage, you kind of get the best of both worlds. You protect them financially, and then you get to spend those wonderful times with them as well. Now, if you're going to be buried, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. And that's not going to be anything fancy, I can assure you of that. But if you got a $10,000 policy right now, that would pretty much take care of your needs as of right now. Now, again, you're 76 years old. If you think you're going to live to 86, you probably want some more coverage in there just because we know it's going to get more expensive over time due to inflation. So we would typically recommend age 76, probably $10,000 to $15,000. You know, if financially, if you can afford it, maybe $20,000, but just you're better off. If your budget's tight, you're better off just getting what you can afford, even if that's $10,000 right now, because we can always help you add more coverage later. But that protects your most immediate need right there. So that gives you some guidelines. Now, one thing you should always get, especially at age 76, is first day coverage or benefits. That's what we help people with at Funeral Funds of America. And the reason that's important is we just don't know when we're going to die, especially at age 76. So first day coverage means that if your policy was approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to pay out that $10,000. And that's much different than a 2-year waiting period where they don't have to pay out anything in the first 2 years. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But a lot of times people would say, yeah, I want the first day coverage, but I know they ask health questions and I'm not in the best of health. To which we say, hey, your health problems are our problem, not yours. We work with enough different insurance companies that they all have different underwriting. They all have different health questions. And 90 to 95% of the time, we're able to get people first day coverage. The only reason we wouldn't be able to get somebody first day coverage is if they had some really significant health issues going on, like a terminal illness. Maybe they're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or dementia, or they're on dialysis, or in a hospital, or a nursing home. So if any of those are kind of in play, we would probably refer you out to a different company. The other thing that happens, seems like every week, is we'll get somebody to call up and they'll say, hey, we had a family member pass away this week and they didn't have any insurance and we don't have any money and their body's down at the funeral home and the funeral director's not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get a check in our hand to get a check into the funeral director's hand. And we have to tell them that, unfortunately, there's not a single insurance company in the United States that's going to issue a policy and pay out a policy on somebody who's already dead. And it's really unfortunate that the person who died, they knew they were going to die. They just rolled the dice. They didn't take care of this. And in the end, they're leaving behind a terrible legacy. And it's probably the first thing that people are going to think of them for the rest of their lives when their name comes up is they left us with this huge bill and this huge emotional burden. So just get this insurance. Everybody knows they're going to die. This insurance is not that expensive. And just don't be that person who leaves this financial and emotional burden for other people's to deal with. That's probably one of the most selfish things you can do is, make your expenses somebody else's. So don't be that person. This insurance is affordable. Now, one thing we don't recommend is policies with 2-year waiting periods. And Colonial Penn's a great example. Their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period. So what that means is that if you die of any health or medical reason in the first 2 years, they're not going to pay out any life insurance benefit if you die of a health or medical reason. So there's other companies out there that do the same thing, like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber. There's other companies out there too. And a lot of these companies have done a really great job of convincing the American public that the only thing people will qualify for if they're over age 50 is a plan with a 2-year waiting period. To which we go, nothing could be further from the truth, because we help people with first aid coverage all day long. So don't believe such silly marketing. It's awful. Now, a lot of 76-year-old males would look at that Colonial Penn policy, or that commercial, I should say, for $9.95, and they're probably thinking, I'm just the smartest dude in the world. I waited till 76. I haven't died yet. I'm finally going to get my insurance for $9.95. And I'm probably, you just mark my words, I'm probably going to get $20,000 or maybe $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000. I'm so much smarter than the insurance company. And then they call Colonial Penn and find out, for a male age 76, for $9.95, they can get 1 unit of coverage and we'll pay out $521. Does that seem like that will be enough to cover a cremation or a burial? $521? No. So you really need to be cautious about these. They're called teaser rates. They're designed to get you to call in. And do you think, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but do you think when you call in that 1 unit is like $521, do you not think you're going to try to get upsold? So let's take a look. The challenge is, I don't think at age 76 we can even get $10,000 worth of coverage through Colonial Penn because they max out at 15 units. Let's see what that is. Yeah, the max you could get is $7,800, $7,815 for 15 units. That's $150. Does that seem expensive? Let's find out. Let's see what first aid coverage would be for actual $10,000. We can actually get $10,000. Male, age 76, get quotes. Again, we're going to come back and look at this. $7,800 for $149. We can get $10,000 for $104. So why would you get an insurance policy that pays significantly less and charges significantly more? Right? Almost $50 more a month. That's $600 a year, roughly. If you live another 10 years up to 86, you'd overpay roughly $6,000 overpaying on a $10,000 policy. Does that sound like the wise person that you are at age 76? Probably not, right? So let's look at some other insurance companies here. You'll be able to see all these different companies here. Let's go here. Oh, here's one, Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess, other than being much higher price, level coverage, but it's roughly $140. So Lincoln Heritage has a thing where when you pass away, they'll call 2 or 3 different funeral homes, maybe do a couple other things, but they charge a great deal more money to do that. It's not free. Nothing's free. So roughly $140 versus first day coverage here for roughly $100. So roughly $40 difference. I'm just using easy math here, so I can do the math in my head, but roughly $40 more a month. That's roughly $480 more a year. And that's roughly $4,800 if you live 10 years up to age 86. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying a company an extra $4,800 roughly to make 2 or 3 phone calls and do a couple other things that might take an hour or so? Most people would say that seems like a pretty good payday for a company. So we don't recommend that. We recommend you keep that money in your own pocket. Spend that money on your family or yourself. Enjoy your money. Don't give it to an insurance company. So, get a company like Trinity Life Insurance, which we work with them. They're a terrific company. We can help you get a policy with them. They're first day coverage. And then what we do is we provide a free funeral and estate planning guide. And all you need to do is just fill that out. Who gets what goes where? What do you want done after you pass away? Everything is listed out in detail. You just fill that out, keep it with your insurance policy. When you pass away, your family comes, they grab the insurance policy and the funeral and estate planning guide. Now they're not only protected financially with the insurance, but emotionally with everything that you've done to prepare them for this day. And all they need to do is execute your wishes, and they will have the peace of mind knowing that they took care of everything exactly how you wanted it done. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind, knowing that you took care of everybody, both in life and in your death. What a wonderful gift to leave behind. So there's other companies here. Let's see, 104. Let's look at one. Lumico. Here's Lumico. They're like roughly $10 more a month. That's $120 a year. That's $1,200 over the next 10 years. Why overspend? Why overspend when there's companies when you can get better rates? So go to funeralfunds.com. You can fill out the quarter on just about every page. We've got a specific quarter for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, and you can get the best discounts and the lowest pricing. You can call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. Talk with one of our agents. They can help you out. And whether you've got an existing policy and you just want to price shop it to make sure you get the best pricing or add coverage to it, we can help you there. If you're looking for a brand new policy, we can help you there. And if you just have questions or concerns or want to know a little bit more how this stuff works, we can help you there. We look forward to the day we get to meet with you and talk with you and help you out with this. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.